No. No matter how ready you think you are to experience cats the memories all alone in the moonlight. I am a broken man. There's no good place to cut here.
This is. Oh.
So you're not prepared for cats.
What do we say? What do you say about that? What do you say? What? Who let this happen? Who let this happen? Who thought?
Oh my god! Oh! Oh!
Oh wow! Never was there ever a cat so clever as magical Mr. Mistopheles!
Oh my god.
Oh, I am.
Oh.
I
can't stop laughing. Okay.
I know I'm being extra, but legit, what the fuck?
Oh my god, this whole video's gonna be also a mental breakdown.
There's
Oh! Fuck!
somehow, out of everything in the movie, out of the multiple times that I checked my watch, the first time I checked my watch, I looked at Michael and was like, Michael, it's been 3 minutes. And then like 20 minutes. And then just kept going.
Oh.
But there's a moment. It's. Ooh.
I'm good.
Okay. You need a spit cup?
I'm good, I got it.
Okay.
I'm good.
There's a moment about halfway through the movie where they just break into an extended dance sequence. And that broke us. Out of everything in the movie up to that point, that fucking broke us. And we straight up started losing our minds.
Yeah.
We straight up just started fucking not, cause there's a point where you realize you're in this. I mean, you guys can leave. Although, if you want the closest thing to a drug experience that a movie can give you, I mean, there's trippier movies, but if you want your brain to just eat itself
Like a
over
snake
like
eating its own
what
tail.
the fuck is happening, this movie is it. Stay to the end.
This movie, like we've been doing the show for 8 years.
Oh,
I have never had an experience like I have had tonight.
I've been watching movies my whole life. Pretty sure you have too.
Yeah.
I've never felt like this after a movie.
Yeah. That was like one of the weirdest film experiences I have ever had.
On its own, that alone means you have to see this movie.
I was just gonna say, because it is mind-bogglingly batshit. But
be advised, you are advised to go through this experience in the same way that if you take peyote, you're gonna get really nauseous and probably spend an hour having serious vertigo before you vomit violently, and then just give into the experience and have a decent time.
And for the love of God, go see this with an actual audience.
Don't see this alone.
No.
Don't see this. You need I don't know what would have happened if we saw this separately.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't know what would have happened. If I was alone in the theater, I would have gotten kicked out.
Yeah.
I would have been looking for someone else in the theater to be like, "You're singing this, right?"
And we were together, and we still did that. Like, the only thing that got us through is the fact that we felt like everyone in the audience was slowly... Not everyone.
There were a couple people, I think there were older people that were just like, whatever, but a good number of people. There was, I would, maybe like 10 people in the theater.
Give or take,
okay. Yeah. And...
I think only like the 3 people in the front were taking it seriously.
Yeah, but there was this couple of people in the middle who, you could hear them laughing at the same points we laughed. Because, okay... Cats. It's a musical about cats.
It's just about cats.
It's just about cats. It's no deeper than that.
McCavity!
McCavity! Like, just, what?
Meow! Whatever.
Okay, Idris Elba is terrifying and also the only person in this movie who seems to be actually chewing the scenery.
Or like knows what he's in.
He's just eating it up. And he's actually a really fun character. But...
Oh my god. If you go into this expecting a movie with structure and pathos,
now, if you go into this expecting a movie,
you're gonna have a bad time. Like, people are gonna say like, oh, like Rise of the Skywalker is like the worst movie I see this year. Is like, bar none. Go see Cats, for the love of God. Just
well, we haven't seen Skywalker yet, so we don't know, but.
Oh, there's no way.
No, there's no way it's as weird as this.
This is very true. Yeah.
Okay, so I saw Cats on VHS like 20 years ago or something. I don't give a shit. It's enough that I was able to, I was broken, and there were a couple points in the second half of the movie where I just turned to Michael and started singing along, and he was like, "Don't," and I'm like, "It's too late for me, Michael. I'm gone."
There was a part towards the end where you could tell I finally just snapped.
Yes!
I don't even remember what part it was that triggered it.
Yes.
But I just started laughing, and I couldn't physically stop.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was trying to be laughing to make the other people in the audience laugh. I legitimately could not stop laughing.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're laughing so much you start crying. And then you're at that weird combination.
It was, oh my sweet lord. Okay, so.
That was a fucking odyssey.
Here's the thing. Cats is a musical about cats. If you try to attach any larger meaning to it or any deeper, like, thing to it, it's not. It's about cats. That's all it is. All the songs, almost all of the songs, are just about just cats being cats. Like, the first half of the movie is just talking about different kinds of cats.
And whatever
like cats that steal shit, or cats that eat a lot and get fat, or cats that are just shut-ins and play with whatever they can find. It's literally just about cats.
Oh no, it's not just about cats.
Shut the fuck up.
Because there's also mice.
Oh, man.
And the cockroaches.
There's a Rebel Wilson song, the Gumby Cat song, there's just, it's so early in the movie, and it's so fucking nuts and jarring and weird and unsettling, and that's the point where I looked at my wife, I was like, we're only 20 minutes in, what the fuck how is the rest of this going to keep going?
And you're sitting there like, who is this for? Is it for the furries? Is it for the people who do like vor shit?
I will tell you this. This movie is definitely horny as fuck.
Oh god, yeah.
This movie is so fucking horny. The main character, Victoria, is just like, has that wide-eyed wonder that they give those, like, it's such a fetishized, weird, faux innocent thing, and she's just slithering around with her fucking like cat body. And let's talk about that for a second. All right, so
before I get like one thing I want to say before you get in,
I need it out.
That's what she said. Anyway,
no. Anyway. I'm gonna take that as a poop joke rather than a rape joke.
Fair enough.
Okay.
And what was it going with this? Oh yeah, my favorite interaction was this. I think it was on the same Lindsay Ellis one you sent me. And then the first comment that's on there, it says, "Did they keep the orgy scene?" And then the comment after goes, "I'm sorry, the what?"
So this movie has an astonishing variation, like this range of CG quality.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
There were moments when there was like the whiskers sticking out, like the cat was turning their head and the whiskers were going in and out of the light with their face. And I was like, oh, that's actually not too bad. And there's like
other parts where it's massively unfinished.
There's points where if you're watching the cats in the background, they are visibly rendered at a lower resolution. It's not a blur effect, they're pixelated. And there are points when they're dancing on the sets.
And they're clearly like
it's
dancing
green screen.
On air.
Like they're not connected. There's the shadows aren't there. And there's that one point where Jennifer Hud's the sad one.
She's like sitting on the street.
She's sitting on the street and there are leaves blowing against her and they look like leaves from like a fucking screensaver from the 90s.
Or like a PS1 game. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like early Pixar, and it's so out of place and the movement is so fucked up. And then there are times when like it's really, really good, but most of the time there's just something off. Their faces aren't quite tracking with their heads. Some of the cats' faces are different sizes in comparison to the rest of their heads as other cats. And there's this weird thing where if a cat moves their face too quickly, it has trouble tracking. So you just kind of see their face slide around a little bit on their fucking head.
It's like,
and it's just really jarring. It's not. It doesn't work. It should though.
You expect to get used to it, but the CGI is so inconsistent. And there's another part where it's like
it's really inconsistent.
It's like there's walking on air. Air is like just takes you out of it. It's like, oh my god, what is he standing on?
No,
like the tap dancing sequence in particular was like, dear lord,
dude, that okay. So okay,
we can even should we even try to describe the plot of this thing?
The plot is that there are this cat gets thrown out and she comes out of a bag and she's super hot and like the rest. What the other main cat? I don't even know what his fucking name is. He's just basically her guide.
Like London, I think his name was.
He's her fucking Virgil or whatever, and guiding her through the world of the cats and introducing her to the different cats. And he honestly was one of my favorite parts of the movie because he takes himself so seriously the whole time.
Yeah.
Everything he's doing is like
he starts saying this first song is like him singing about like the names of the cats, and it's toned like it's like haunting song like in a fucking graveyard.
Yeah,
as they're explaining how the three names of a cat thing go,
and then out pops Mr. Mephistopheles just doing his thing. But there's this weird, Jesus, I can't fucking think seriously. Like, what do you even say? There's this thing about it where I got a lot of enjoyment out of watching all of the cats that were not the main focus of the shot.
Yeah, you can like play the game called like where's the unfinished graphics.
There's that, but then there's also just watching the extras trying to act like cats.
Well, because they had to go to cat school for this.
It's this. Their faces are not entirely like. Some of the cat's fur goes like all the way onto their faces. Some of the cat's fur just like clearly is just cut out around here like a Magneto mask. And some of the cats, it switches like Jason Derulo. Like, and it's I
think my favorite part of like the media circuit for this was when Idris Elba went on the Tonight Show or with Stephen Colbert, and then Stephen Colbert's like, so what is Cats about? And Idris Elba goes like, you're really putting me on the spot here. And he starts trying to describe it, and then halfway through he's like, am I getting this right? Like, is this what the plot is? How am I doing?
So yeah, so there's this whole Jellicle thing where they pick the cat that's gonna be reborn, reincarnated.
Something like they get into cat heaven or whatever.
Yeah, well, you know, they get another life to be the cat they really wanted to be, and I'm pretty sure it's just euthanasia. But
and here's the funny thing about like Idris Elba's cat, is like wants to win the competition, so he keeps trying to like disappear, he like magics away.
He vaporizes people and reconstitutes them on this little boat in the middle of the Thames.
Which, by the way, he just does. We have no introduction to that ability. He just goes up to like.
He's just got this power to. And when you first see it, it's somewhat horrifying because you don't know what just happened to the person.
He walks in a Rebel Wilson cat and just goes like, "I like you," and then he goes meow, and then he just
and she vaporizes into his hand. And then he goes poof, and you just hear him go McCavity,
and then he's like, "Did he just like take her soul?
Like what just happened?" And it turns out he just teleported her. But for a moment, it's really terrifying, or just unsettling.
And then when the entire time he's in this movie, he's wearing this big fur coat, which I guess is actually Idris Elba's coat.
I mean, he's well dressed. He
like
looks fucking cool. He looks like a fucking demon.
And then like at the
glowing
end,
green eyes.
When we get the Taylor Swift song, he just appears naked. And for some reason, of all the cats, that's the one that like just caught me off guard the most. Because like, whoa, dude, put your coat back on.
Yeah,
it's really jarring.
They have little human feet, and some of them wear shoes.
And some have like really human hands. It's creepy.
No, they all have human hands. I didn't see a cat paw anywhere. There's Judi Dench looked terrifying, and there's. I like how when she first walks out of the shadows, you're like, she looks like a Resident Evil monster.
Oh, yeah. And then she gets
seconds later, you just look over and goes, stars. Oh, I fucking lost it. But
she did, because like her fur didn't really like
she just looks like a bulky fucking mass.
It just like meshed with her neck, so like it was really like large veiny neck, and I was like, Jesus, I think it's gonna chase me across several rooms.
Fuck.
Oh, should we talk about Ian McKellen cat?
No, it's sad.
Oh no! We need to talk about James Corden cat. Because
because we were sitting there.
We had a moment where it's like seeing his like shadow of like a fat cat, and then we hear James Corden's voice, and then the whole time we go, no.
We hear James Corden's voice first because he speaks. And then he starts walking out of the shadows, and we at the exact same time just go, oh no. Oh, it was a moment. It was good. And it's just, James Corden, the dude who's been standing up for, fat shame, like being against fat shaming and speaking up about, being sensitive about his weight, does this whole sequence where he's just this cat who's talking about how much he loves food and he loves being fat, and he's just a fat cat and he just can't stop eating, and that's all he does and all the things he likes to eat. And, that's weird, James, but whatever, I'm sure you got a healthy check for it, so, I mean, it's Hollywood.
It's gotta be slightly more dignifying than Peter Rabbit 1 and 2.
I don't know, man. Don't bring other movies into this. This is Cats.
This is a category all its own.
It's, oh my god, and, but yeah, so there's an extended dance sequence halfway through where it's a solid, 5 minutes?
Oh yeah, it was
just like multiple dance sequences strung back to back, and there was that's when it really sinks in, because for up to this point, for the first 50 minutes of this movie, you're sitting there just watching these human cat things act really weird and just be like, we're cats, and talk and sing and stuff, but then they just and they don't give you a fucking break.
No.
It's a song ends.
Song. You have maybe 5 seconds.
A few seconds later, the next song just starts, and maybe there's a couple lines of spoken dialogue, but they just go right into it. There's no fucking break. It is a relentless movie. And then you get to this middle point where everyone just shuts up and starts dancing, and suddenly you realize just how fucking crazy and ridiculous this looks.
Yeah.
Because up to that point, the whole time you're like, what the fuck is this? But for some reason, when they all just stop singing and start dancing, I just
kind of get it.
we just started laughing. We just started laughing. And that's the thing. That's one of the things when this was announced, Lindsay Ellis went fucking nuts and started tweeting up a story like, I can't wait. And
now I kind of get why.
No, but she like one of the biggest things, I don't know if she said it or if she retweeted it, but it's like one of the biggest fucking things about Cats that a lot of people don't realize. If you don't get Cats, you don't realize that this is an inside joke. The fact is that Andrew Lloyd Webber had the power to just write a musical about cats being cats, as she puts it, as the mercurial nature of cats. It's literally just songs written from the perspective of cats about being cats, and
with one cat just going milk.
Yeah.
At the milk
are you low battery?
Oh.
Or low space?
Oh, it's low space.
Oh my god.
we got 4 minutes left.
Okay. That's probably for the best, yeah, honestly. Yeah. Okay. So
all right. You okay, man?
Getting it out helps. I needed to rant.
I think what really did help is the fact that I felt like we had a support in that theater.
We needed to rant, and it was good to have other people in the theater who, like, there were points where there's a really serious moment, and then you just watch CG cat people go, like, nuzzle each other, and you can't. You just fucking break, and it's hilarious, and the other people in the theater started laughing, we started laughing, and in that moment, we all knew that it was just
gonna be okay.
It was batshit crazy.
It was gonna be okay.
As the movie goes on, you just develop this Stockholm syndrome, and you give in to the fact that you're here, you're experiencing this, someone spent millions of dollars on this. Someone thought this was a good idea. A whole bunch of people thought it was a good idea, given the Hollywood process, and it got made. Someone put the time and effort into making every single one of those fucking sequences. This took a lot of effort.
Yeah.
A lot of people put a lot of time and a lot of effort into this, except for whoever was supposed to wipe Jennifer Hudson's nose. And it's when you get to the point at the very end, because like I know that the crescendo version of Memories is at the very end of the movie, and I'm sitting through the whole thing, and we finally get to the very end.
I was just gonna bring that up, man.
Honestly, at that point, I'm like, yes.
And then
do it, give it to me, and she goes for it.
Yeah.
She goes for it. She just goes all in, belts it out. It's this great moment, and then as soon as it gets really fucking like, woo, this is crazy, this is emotional, they start nuzzling each other like fucking cats, and you just break and start laughing again. I don't know, man. Spoilers, this thing's been out for fucking 30 years or some shit. It's Cats. It's fucking Cats. They made a movie out of it. It is way fucking more ridiculous and batshit than you might think it is. Like, you look at the trailers and you think, wow, that looks ridiculous. But then you go see it and you realize that you've decided to put yourself through this. So I recommend that if you have the fortitude to go through this experience, go do it in a theater.
Yeah,
because
honestly, I would recommend it too.
You should be in a place, because if this comes out on DVD, you can check your phone, you can go get a snack, some shit. You need to be trapped with this movie.
Yeah. Honestly, I agree.
The experience is unlike any other.
Oh God, no.
And
I've had no experience like this ever.
I can't.
And we have 1 minute left.
I can't recommend this
as a good movie.
I can't recommend this less or more. And I hope that makes sense after all this rant. But Jesus, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm broken. I don't know if I can sleep tonight. But yeah, any last words?
Oh God. Like, honestly, no experience I've had in this show over the course of 8 years can compare to what just happened over the course of 2 hours in that theater. Nothing. And I don't know if it's a recommendation or a horror story, but really you just have to find out for yourself. And that's the most I can say about it.
And I guess that's it.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. I'm going home.
Like and subscribe. We did this for you.